Today, we are going to see what happened in episode 5 of Invasion on Apple TV+. Get subscribed and turn on the bell notifications to get notified whenever a new episode is out. The episode opens with Trev arriving at the base, which is completely empty. This understandably freaks him out, but he still has the presence of mind to grab some water and ammunition. Afterward, he goes to the base's communication center and attempts to make contact with other US forces. When no one answers, Trev begins scouring the area for clues as to what happened. He eventually finds a discarded communication indicating that the base was evacuated due to an unknown hostile contact. Now completely alone and distraught, he buries Chavez while promising to honor his friend's final request and return to his wife, Lyra. That night, he manages to get a call through to Lyra, who asks if he's been watching what's happening on TV. Trev doesn't know exactly what she's referring to, but is pretty sure it's connected to the craziness he's been dealing with. After asking if she's safe, he informs her that he's heading to a NATO base the next day to come home. Lyra tells him not to, alluding to the severe rift in their marriage caused by him abandoning her. Before Trev complete his case, they both stop to listen to the president, who officially announces that the Earth is under attack from an extraterrestrial force. Upon hearing this, Trev once again tells Lyra that he's coming home, this time leaving no room for debate. After walking through the scenic countryside for a while, Casper and company happen to find an abandoned vendor truck filled with delicious snack food. While the rest of their classmates pig out, Casper and Jamila wonder where the vehicle's driver might have gone. As she departs to partake of the food, Casper opens the door and notices a black substance on the driver's seat. When he waves his hand over it, tiny spikes emerge from the goop and follow his movements. Before things can get too weird, the truck's radio crackles to life. Casper beckons the most tech-savvy kid in the group, Alfie, to see if he can get a signal or contact anyone. After finding an emergency broadcast recording and a random person asking if anyone's there, Alfie locks onto a harsh-sounding frequency that nearly causes Casper to have a seizure. Thankfully, Monty tears out the radio and smashes it before that can happen. The other kids are justifiably pissed at him for destroying their only means of communication, but Monty counters that it doesn't matter since adults are to blame for whatever caused the chaos and destruction that put them in this situation. This leads to one of the kids asking Monty if he actually wants to go home, causing him to storm off. Casper follows and gently declares that he knows Monty's fake story from before was at least partially true. Monty admits that his home life is actually terrible, thus why he doesn't want to go back to it. Their unexpected bonding moment is interrupted by Jamila, who tells the boys that no matter how awful the grown-ups in their lives have been, everyone in the group needs to buckle down and focus on getting home. When they walk back to the bus, however, the trio are surprised to discover that most of their classmates want to stay and eat snacks while they wait for help. Casper and Jamila decide to keep moving along with Alfie and kid whose name I can't find. Monty also ends up joining them after Alfie says he's too scared to do so, and Casper sticks up for him. Mitsuki uses her JASA credentials, which were inexplicably never revoked, to enter the command center and confront the director. Akira threatens to call security, but decides not to when Mitsuki says he needs to listen to something. She then plays the Weijo recording for him, explaining how the sound of Hinata's voice proves that the shuttle's cabin couldn't have depressurized. If her theory is correct, then Hinata and the rest of her crew could still be alive. Akira is understandably skeptical and initially refuses to entertain her theory. He quickly changes his mind when Mitsuki asks what he would do if it was his wife, and there was even the smallest chance of saving her. Akira also reveals that Mitsuki isn't the only one who heard something on the recording. The Japanese government has brought in linguists to help JASA interpret another pattern on the recording, which Mitsuki describes as language without sound. This leads her to conclude that whatever destroyed Hinata's shuttle was extraterrestrial in origin, which Akira confirms. He then informs her that the Americans will be joining their investigation, which, for some reason, means that Hinata and her crew will be forgotten. He ends their meeting by refusing to officially help Mitsuki before handing her his badge, so she can covertly gather equipment or resources, and maybe save the woman she loves. As the kids are finishing up breakfast, Anisha hears Patrick asking Ahmed to go to the store with him to look for supplies. Since Ahmed is the absolute worst, he tries to beg off the trip on account of wanting to be with his kids. Thankfully, Anisha offers to go in his place. She then tells Luke that he's the man of the house while she's gone, and heads to the store by herself. I have no idea why Patrick went from asking Ahmed to go with him to letting Anisha go alone. Anisha arrives at the store to find it looted and almost completely picked clean. As she looks for anything left to take home, a pair of soldiers show up and ask why she's out when there's a curfew in effect. They also ask if she needs a doctor, which leads to Anisha telling them she actually is a doctor, sort of. Upon hearing this, the soldiers inform her that they're heading to the next town, which is in desperate need of medical assistance. If she can help, they'll provide her with provisions to take home to her family. Anisha agrees and is loaded into an ambulance with other medical personnel the military just happened to find out and about. She introduces herself to one of them with a fake name before they depart. After arriving at the makeshift medical facility, Anisha scrubs in and takes off her wedding ring, subtle symbolism. She then wanders in a haze a bit before the man she met on the ambulance asks for her help treating a laceration. Anisha almost immediately recognizes that something isn't right and ends up discovering a tiny black organism on the inside of the wound. She removes it from the patient, earning her colleagues' admiration and gaining some much-needed self-confidence. Later, the same presidential announcement Trev and his wife heard sends shockwaves through the medical facility. Anisha looks like she wants to go back to her family, but is convinced by one of the soldiers and the doctor she helped to move on to another town and continue helping people. Thanks for watching till the end. Do like this video and leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.